Hello, lovely listeners. Julietta here with chapter 20 of The Ice Giant. And today is a very special day because it's May 20th of the year 2020, the day I'm recording this, and we're reading chapter 20. Also, today is an amazing chapter because we're going to meet the Amber Giants. Yes, so he's been sitting here patiently waiting to be introduced, and we're going to meet him very soon. Okay, so in the last chapter, we see the ice giant headed to the mountains with a human in each hand because Kathmandu is really hot and sunny and she's melting. Each of the humans has an ice chipper and she's being covered with a cloud of ice so that she won't melt. So as they're running into the mountains, Elika and the gang hope to chase her and find her with a helicopter. So let's explore chapter 20. The helicopter was parked at the helipad a mile away. The drive there seemed to take forever with all the traffic. They got stuck behind a slow-moving yak for a good 15 minutes before they could pass it. When they arrived, Elika leapt out of the car and piled into the helicopter along with Aunt Caroline, Sherpa Mike, and Edmonds. Though it was a tiny space, and the whirring blades of the helicopter made a terrible noise, there was no time to be afraid. As they lifted off, Elika focused on finding the ice giant. They flew over the busy city and soon reached rockier places with fewer people. Small huts dotted the foothills below. They didn't see any sign of the ice giant until they were pretty high up in the mountains. Then it was obvious where she had been. Rivers of snow cascaded down the mountain. Snow and rock falls down the mountain. These are avalanches, Sherpa Mike said. The ice giant's great strides create them. Elika couldn't believe the ice giant could cause avalanches just by running. Then she saw a great figure with a cloud of ice covering its head. "There she is!" Elika shouted, pointing out the window. "What is that, 3 o'clock? Just to the right." Her stomach lurched as Sherpa Mike redirected the helicopter towards the running figure. She hoped the people who powered the ice chippers were okay. They must be freezing in her ice hands. "I'll get in front of the ice giant," Sherpa Mike said. "Then we can lead her to her new home." Once the helicopter got close, the ice giant stopped running. The cloud of ice chips cleared. Enormous blue eyes stared at the helicopter. Elika hoped the giant realized her friends were inside. What if the giant thought the helicopter was an enormous mosquito? The humans on her hands jumped up and down, waving hello. To Elika's relief, the ice giant nodded her head in greeting. Sherpa Mike flew away, leading the ice giant higher up into the mountains. They went slow so as not to cause any more avalanches. It became cloudy, and Elika was relieved the ice giant wouldn't have to worry about the sun all the way up here. Elika stared at the empty landscape below her. There was only snow, rock, and the gray water of a lake that reflected the cloudy sky. Sherpa Mike landed. "This is where Ambi lives," Aunt Caroline said as they left the helicopter. "I can't wait for you to meet him, Elika." Elika jumped down into the snow, almost losing her balance. She was hit with a wave of cold air. Even the layers of clothing Sherpa Mike had given her, plus the ski jacket, couldn't keep the cold out. The ice giant was making her way towards them. Elika felt relieved to see her. She seemed to be walking okay, though she was thin. But Aunt Caroline was waving at something in the opposite direction. "There he is!" Aunt Caroline yelled. "Ambi, we are here!" "Master?" A low, excited voice came from the distance. Then Elika saw him. The amber giants. She gasped and her heart raced. He was both bigger and hairier than she expected. And she could smell him from here. She wrinkled her nose. "Elika," said a high, clear voice close to her. She turned. The ice giant lowered the two humans carefully onto the snow and crouched down to look Elika in the eye. The giant smiled a warm smile. "How are you?" Elika asked, smiling back. "I am well," the ice giant said, "thinner than normal. I will need to eat a lot of ice to gain back what melted away." "I'm so glad you didn't melt away," Elika said. "Thank you," the ice giant said. "You kept your ink promise. I am alive in the mountains, and I have new friends." The ice giant smiled at the two people from the ski shop who had powered the ice machines. They were jumping up and down, trying to get warm. Sherpa Mike was giving them something from a thermos. Elika bet it was yak butter tea. "You're very welcome," one of the skiers said, her teeth chattering with cold. "It's not every day you get to save a giant. I'm Patricia and this is Rick. We're pleased to meet you." "I am in your debt," the ice giant said. "Elika used to be my only human friend. Now you have saved me with a courageous act, and if I can ever repay you, I will." The ice giant bowed to them. "I'm glad you like humans now," Elika said, "and I'm glad you're okay." "I am okay," the ice giant said. "I don't even have a headache. I am just hungry, thanks to you all." Elika wrinkled her nose. The very strong smell of the amber giant seemed very close to her. She turned to see the amber giant standing nearby, next to Aunt Caroline. Her head came to his knee. "Master," the amber giant said in a low, excited voice, "is that my new friend?" At those words, something unexpected happened to the ice giant. Her whole ice body turned red. Her eyes grew fierce. Elika gasped. "Are you okay?" Elika asked. "You're all red." "I'm angry," the ice giant said. "More angry than I have been in centuries." Hail started to fall from the sky. "Why?" Elika asked. "Why now?" "Is this giant your slave?" the ice giant asked Aunt Caroline. "Oh no," Aunt Caroline said. "Of course not." "But he called you master," the ice giant roared. "Oh, well, okay, I guess I am his master," Aunt Caroline explained. "But I would never misuse my power. I don't command him." "Master is my friend," the amber giant said. "Long have the ice people been slaves to humans and sorcerers," the ice giant said. "Humans who use the ice people for their own greedy purposes." Patricia and Rick walked far away from the ice giant along with Sherpa Mike. They watched in horror as the ice giant clenched a fist and threatened Aunt Caroline. Ice chips pelted down from the sky. "Master!" the amber giant said and ran in front of Aunt Caroline to protect her. "Why do you protect the one who enslaved you?" the ice giant said. "Humans are my friends," the amber giant said. "We must not hurt humans." "Maybe some of them are friends," the ice giant said, "but I cannot let you stay a slave. You will be free of the spell once I crush her." The ice giant, glowing red, crouched down to Aunt Caroline and raised her ice fist. Aunt Caroline, who wasn't afraid of anything, gasped. Elika shut her eyes. She couldn't watch what happened next. She had never seen anything as scary as the bright red, angry ice giant. Okay, well, we'll find out what happens in the next video in chapter 21. All right, have a great day or evening, whatever it is, and bye.